Love Island USA. Zeta reveals why she broke up with Timmy. When Zeta Morrison and Timmy Pandolfi won Love Island USA Season 4, fans believed they were witnessing the birth of a true reality TV romance. With their electric chemistry, playful banter, and emotional vulnerability, the couple quickly became a fan favorite, dubbed Zimmy by devoted shippers. But while the outside world hoped for a happily ever after, Zeta and Timmy's post-villa journey was far more complicated than expected. Now, for the first time in depth, Zeta is finally sharing exactly why she broke up with Timmy, and her reasons reveal just how different love can look off camera. From villa to real life, a harsh reality check, winning Love Island USA was a whirlwind for both Zeta and Timmy. They walked away with $100,000, but also with the pressure of maintaining a relationship built in a hyper-accelerated environment. Once the cameras stopped rolling, however, things began to shift. In a recent interview, Zeta revealed that she tried to stay hopeful, but everything changed the moment we left the villa. In the villa, it's just you, your person, and the group, she explained. There's no phone, no job, no family, it's paradise, literally. You can focus solely on the relationship. But in real life, it's not like that. Real life is messy, complicated, and full of outside influences. Zeta admits that she underestimated how jarring that adjustment would be. While Timmy seemed relaxed and confident during their televised romance, she noticed a different side of him emerge once they returned to Los Angeles. Timmy was charming, but once we got home, I realized we had very different definitions of commitment, she said. And it was hard to ignore the red flags. Communication breakdown. One of the biggest issues Zeta faced was a breakdown in communication. She described how, in the villa, they had deep, uninterrupted conversations that helped them connect on a spiritual level. But outside the show, those moments became fewer and far between. I need communication to feel secure. That's just who I am. But Timmy became distant, she shared. He wouldn't respond to texts for hours or days. He wouldn't follow through on plans. I felt like I was chasing someone who had already checked out. Zeta clarified that she didn't expect perfection, but basic emotional consistency. I'm a grown woman. I've been through enough to know what I deserve, she added. I didn't want to keep asking for the bare minimum. The fame factor. Zeta also pointed to the pressures of newfound fame as a complicating factor in their relationship. After the show, both she and Timmy were suddenly thrust into the spotlight, with thousands of fans, brand deals, and social media expectations weighing heavily on their shoulders. We went from being normal people to reality stars overnight. And with that comes this weird pressure to perform, like, keep posting together, keep doing TikToks, keep showing the world you're happy, even when you're not, she explained. Zeta admitted she tried to hold it together for their supporters. I didn't want to let the fans down. But I realized that I was more focused on what people wanted to see than what was actually real. Timmy, on the other hand, seemed to embrace the spotlight in ways that made Zeta uncomfortable. He enjoyed the attention, and that's fine. But I started feeling like we were living for likes, not for love. Different goals, different speeds. Another major factor in their breakup was a misalignment in life goals. While Zeta was ready to build something lasting, Timmy's focus seemed to be elsewhere. I'm not saying we had to get married tomorrow, Zeta said with a laugh. But I wanted to talk about the future, moving in, starting a business, traveling together. And Timmy just wasn't there. He kept things vague, like, let's see what happens, but at some point, you want more than vibes. Zeta emphasized that she wasn't trying to pressure Timmy, but rather understand if they were on the same page. We were at different stages in life. I wanted growth, stability, and intentional love. He still wanted to float, she added, and that's okay. But I had to be honest with myself about whether I could wait around hoping he'd catch up. The straw that broke the camel's back. Though the relationship had been deteriorating for months, Zeta said the final straw came when she found herself consistently putting in more effort than she received. It's not one big dramatic moment that ends a relationship. It's the accumulation of little disappointments, she said. Him not calling when he said he would. Me rearranging my schedule to see him, and him canceling last minute. Him not showing up emotionally when I needed him most. One incident that hurt particularly deeply was when Zeta planned a romantic weekend to reconnect, only for Timmy to bail without a clear explanation. I booked everything. I was excited. I thought, this could be the reset we need. And then he just didn't come. No real apology, no accountability. That was when Zeta realized she was giving too much and receiving too little. I had to protect my peace, she said. I love Timmy, but I love myself more. Walking away with grace. Zeta's decision to walk away wasn't impulsive. It was a deliberate act of self-respect. She admitted it was painful but necessary. I held on for longer than I should have because I wanted it to work so badly. But love shouldn't hurt like that. Love shouldn't make you question your worth, she said. Letting go was hard. But staying would have been harder. She didn't blame Timmy entirely. He's not a villain. He's just not my person. But she expressed disappointment in how things ended. I wish we had communicated better. I wish we'd been more honest with ourselves and each other sooner. Growth, healing, and moving forward. Since the breakup, Zeta has focused on healing, self-discovery, and returning to what brings her joy, acting, fashion, and empowering women. Her social media presence is still strong, but now it's less curated and more authentic. I stopped posting for validation. Now I post because I want to, whether I'm in glam or just in sweats, binge-watching Netflix, she said. She's also spoken out about mental health and toxic relationships, hoping her experience can help others. A lot of people, especially women, stay in situations where they feel unseen or unheard, thinking love means suffering. It doesn't, she emphasized. You can leave. You can choose peace. As for dating again, Zeta is open but cautious. I'm not in a rush. I'm dating myself right now. Taking myself to dinner. Celebrating my wins. If someone amazing comes along, great. But I'm good either way. Timmy's side of the story. While Zeta has been more vocal, Timmy has remained relatively quiet about the split. He's posted a few cryptic messages about growth and moving in silence, but hasn't given a full explanation from his perspective. Zeta, for her part, isn't waiting for one. Closure isn't something someone gives you. It's something you give yourself, she said. Fans have continued to speculate, but Zeta has asked people to respect their privacy and remember that real people are behind the screen names. This was a real relationship. Real emotions. Real heartbreak, she said. I shared what I did to give clarity, not to drag anyone. A legacy of Zimmy. Though Zimmy is no more, their Love Island journey remains one of the most memorable in the franchise. Fans still post throwbacks of their best moments, their first kiss, their shared laughs, their steamy date night in the hideaway. Zeta looks back at it fondly. We had something beautiful. It didn't last, but that doesn't mean it wasn't real. I learned a lot, and I'll always be grateful for the love and support we received. She added, sometimes love is for a season, not a lifetime. And that's okay. A message for her supporters. To the fans who have stood by her through it all, Zeta had one final message. Thank you for seeing me, for rooting for me, for understanding that walking away isn't weakness, it's strength. She hopes her story inspires others to choose themselves, even when it's hard. If something doesn't feel right, you're